I'm going to show you guys how to make the most fabulous Christmas pudding with golden turmeric custard that will be the highlight of your Christmas table this year. It's very easy to make. I'm going to start off by boiling some oranges. Now what I've done is I basically have gotten fresh oranges. I've put them in a pot, covered them with water and boiled them for around about 1.5 hours. And what that happens after 1.5 hours, they get all squashy and beautiful and actually sweet and less bitter. So that's really, really important. And so I'm cutting them up, pith and all, everything into pieces, just into bite-sized chunks. So I'm going to put that into my Vitamix. And with that, I'm going to blend that with some organic eggs. By the way, this Christmas pudding is gluten-free, dairy-free, it's low GI, and it's using natural sugars, so it's not going to spike them when you eat it. I've got some vanilla. I've got about 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. So pouring that through, and you just throw that all into the blender, into the Vitamix. I'm also using some gorgeous organic honey. So it's lovely, it's naturally sweet, it's not refined. And the trick is, if you put the oil in first, the honey just comes out perfectly. So I'm using 2/4 cups, which is 1/2 cup of lovely raw honey. So all I'm going to do is put the lid on and blend it until it's lovely and smooth and creamy. So it's really important when you're blending to start off at a low speed. I love that the speeds are so variable and you can go up and down based on how slow or fast you want to go, and it's really cool. So check this out, look at this. It's lovely and creamy and so smooth. So what I've done here is I've blended the whole oranges, I've blended organic eggs and a little bit of honey, a little bit of olive oil into the Vitamix, and now it's come out lovely, smooth and creamy and very, very citrusy and aromatic as well. It's got some vanilla in here as well. So this is my base batter. Now to this base batter we're adding some dried fruits, and this is very cool. So we've got some plump little apricots in here, we've got some raisins, but look, you know what, if you wanted to use other things like currants, or you can use some dates or sticky dates and other fruits that you like, you can use figs in here. But I pretty much like apricots and plump raisins. And we're mixing that through. We're also mixing in some lovely almond meal. So the almond meal is high in protein, it's gluten-free, and it's going to add a lovely moistness to this whole pudding that's going to be beautiful when somebody cuts through it and wants to eat it. So folding that through, along with a couple of teaspoons of gluten-free baking powder. So pouring that in. Leaving some mix for another pudding. And flattening the top ever so slightly. Right, now this goes into a preheated oven, 160 degrees, fan forced, for around about 1 hour and 15 minutes. Right, so my puddings have come out of the oven. Look at that. They're beautiful, they're golden, and they're still nice and warm, which is really, really cool. And that's how you want to serve it, either warm or at room temperature only, but never cold. And I'm going to make a beautiful, it's anti-inflammatory, it's my golden turmeric custard, using Healthy Chef turmeric latte, but also using fresh mango. So instead of a traditional custard that you normally would cook like on top of a stove, this is summery, the fruit's in season, mangoes are abundant, and this is going to be so easy to make, it's going to take 5 minutes. So I'm just removing the cheeks from the mango and putting it into my Vitamix. Any leftover mango you can just basically eat, that's what I like to eat it. On the side. Now with this, a little bit of vanilla and a spoonful of Healthy Chef turmeric latte. Now we're adding 1 tin of coconut milk. And we're also adding the juice and the zest of a few oranges. Now all you're going to do is blend. Now this is looking fabulous. It's lovely and it's smooth and it's creamy. I'm just going to pour it over the pudding and you'll see what I mean. Look at that. And then maybe, just because I love it, an extra little scoop of coconut yogurt just on the top. It's lovely, it's golden, it's delicious, it's gluten-free, it's dairy-free, it's chock full of fruit, and it's totally divine. Healthy Christmas pudding, fabulous, gluten-free, dairy-free, totally delicious, refined, sugar-free, a spectacular dessert for your Christmas table, made in the Ascent Vitamix Copper Series limited edition. Enjoy.